welcome, gorgeous individuals, to this episode of #The Homefront Sessions with Dayna TG. This is a very, very bizarre situation, is it not?
Mental, yeah.
We can't even have a little group hug, nothing. It's all just quite weird. Okay, however, we can make it work. Everyone's making it work, we can make it work. So guys, block 33.
Yeah.
This is like the Brady Bunch, but better. Okay, so at the top, we've got our drummer, Mr. Moore, Mr. Jamie Moore. Woo! Like the NHS clap, but better. Okay, and then here, we've got Roger Daltrey on the left. Sorry, I just wanted to say that you do look a little bit Rog, which isn't a bad thing. Mr. Gardner, Stephen Gardner, hello. He is our bass player, my favourite instrument. God damn it. Love the bass. Mr. Dan Dodson, our lead singer, guitarist, songwriter. We'll go, and then Mr. Andy Manning, lead guitar.
Wow.
How are you, sir? Who decided to be outside, which I like. There's always one. I like that. Risky. He took a spicy view on it and went outside. That's good. So,
Edgy.
Has everyone's grooming gone to complete shit since they've been home?
Totally.
Yeah, I think I look better than ever.
Right. But I don't know what you looked like before. So it's everything got a bit...
I was chopping all my hair off for some bizarre reason, but now I can't get it cut. I'm kind of glad. Give it another month, I'll start looking like Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wish, Dan.
So what's going on, guys? Are you managing to just keep that under control? Because I'm not.
Yeah.
Hairspray.
Ish.
It's all right, man. We'll be in trouble in a few weeks' time, I think.
Yeah. So how are we doing in here?
I'm doing well, yeah. Keeping busy.
The first week was tough, but now I've realised I'm quite naturally lazy.
Yes.
Yeah, where I'm forever like busy, making myself busy in normal life. The first week getting used to doing nothing was tough, but now I could live the rest of my life like this, I think.
Okay. And no, anybody been anxious? There's nothing wrong with that. Anyone been a bit, what the fucking fuck is going on and when's it going to stop? We don't have to go too deep into it. I'm just saying it's all a bit.
Yeah, to start with. But
yeah, definitely.
You adapt.
Weird.
You find out that you can adapt quickly, don't you? Anyway.
What were you going to say, Stephen?
I was saying I think naturally there is a little bit there, a bit of anxiety for everyone there with this, really. But But I think you just got to stay positive for it all. Just that's it. I'm sure that we've all got something to keep ourselves busy with anyway. At the end of the day.
We have.
Yeah, Keno.
And the consistent media stuff of people whinging. I've just got a stock standard answer to it, and that stock stand. Right, somebody's gone.
Andy.
Typical.
Okay, so we're back, and we're now missing a member because connectivity sometimes in different parts of the nation isn't great. So we're back. So we're now minus a block, and that's fine. It's all good. So yeah, it's all been getting a bit out of hand. But as I said, people keeps the negativity. You have to shave some of that away with what's going on in. I mean, you're a lot younger than me, right? Let me tell you, when you get a bit older, and I'm being really factual here and deep, but that's fine. When you get a bit older and your mortality rate gets a bit closer, everything's a bit like, and not about dying of it, just dying in general. It's a bit suffocating. So I've got like 20 years on you, just so you know. I know you can't tell. You'd never know.
No.
But honestly, I am much, much older than you. I literally am old enough to be your mum, which is terrifying. I could have popped any one of you out at any point with one of 4 milkmen in the 90s, but that's irrelevant. Okay. Anyway, so moving on, disgusting. So anyway, there's a lot of things going on with just people saying, I'm bored. I don't want to go out. I want to stay. I'm bored. It's like, you're alive. You're not bored. You're alive. And I wish people would just get that into focus. It doesn't matter that you're bored. You're alive. You are living through a frigging pandemic.
Yeah.
I
think people, no matter what the circumstances are, they like to moan because it kind of justifies their own existence. Do you know what I mean?
You're so right.
Yeah, I don't have time for that sort of stuff. I don't get involved in anything at all. My focus is doing what we're doing and
brilliant,
just bettering our band and careers and stuff. So I ain't got time. I don't even watch the news, shit like that.
Good man.
It's negative.
Amen. I've limited it to 10 minutes a day of BBC broadcast just for the World Health Organization fact. That's it. Otherwise, the detritus in here, it's too much. It's too much. I'm really, your outlook is, I commend you, sir, because it's pretty much the only one to have. Otherwise, you'll just lose your shit.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when it's all started, it's like, it's kind of all you done was kind of watch the news and see what was going on.
Yeah.
Keep repeating the cycle. But I mean, we all felt it, and especially like with our partners, like, it was getting too much. And you just have to say, look, stop. You just got to stop. And it helped. It kind of eased itself out, really.
Do you know the divorce rate in China has soared? Just so you know.
Really?
Yes.
I'm not surprised in the slightest.
The lawyers are like this. Fantastic. I think somebody's coming back in the room. But divorce rate in China has absolutely soared because people just like, I'm going to put you under the patio next week.
Yeah, exactly.
Here he's back, Mr. Manning, back in the room. Hi.
Thanks
for joining. You're back. We're just talking about the pandemic and how it's freaking some people out and some people are super negative about it. And your colleague, Mr. Moore, is being really super positive about it, which is, I think, the only outlook to have. What do you feel about it, and how's your state of mind? And then we're going to go on to the band.
I'm still working, so it's sort of changed the way we work, really. Yeah, just follow guidelines and rules, really. A lot of people have been silly, coming out for no reason, but it's simple. We come out for necessities, and that's it. Yeah,
that's it. And my parents are much older than you. You've missed that joke, but my parents, I've only got one left. I'm under lock and key, and that's it. Today she said to me, "Can I go out shopping?" No, you can't. There's a pandemic outside, by the way. Deadly disease outside your door. Can't go. I take her out for a walk every day, like a little pet, 6 meters apart, and that's all you can do to keep them mentally buoyant if your family's older. Right, let's talk about you. The band. Okay, so how did this group of fresh burst of youth here, very young, and when I say young, I mean young, but don't forget that genre is much, much older than you. Okay, and that's great.
Oh, yeah.
So how, which 50s and 60s, that evolution started as a subculture. How did you guys get into that sound? How did you meet? How did you connect? And what made you think, there's not much going on in that department, let's bring that back? How did you do that?
It the band started, what was it, Keno? End of 2015, wasn't it?
Yeah. 3.5.
I had a load of tracks that I'd been writing that I just decided to start going out gigging. And Keno's band at the time was kind of falling apart. So him and one other from that band kind of said, why don't we do something with these songs that you've got? So that's kind of how the band was born. And then sort of about maybe a couple of years into it, Andy joined. We needed a new guitarist, and then more recently Jamie did. But with regards to the mod thing, I was kind of dressing like a mod before I ever knew what it was. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'd seen certain people musicians and the likes of, and I thought that's such a cool way to dress. So I was dressing like it before I ever kind of knew what it was. And then as soon as I started playing music, the scene up here in where I live in Hertford, it's got a good mod scene and that. So I was meeting mods and found out a lot more about it. And it's just where I felt like for the first time in my life, really, I felt like I belonged somewhere. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. I've also got my own thing that I belong to. I get it. Yeah, I didn't know there was a little scene going on in Hertford, because you're actually not far from me at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not that far from you at all. But yeah, I didn't know there was a. What's that venue that they want to keep open in Hertford?
Hertford Corn Exchange.
The Hertford
Corn Exchange.
That's it. I've been campaigning for that.
Yeah, we've had some great gigs in there.
Yeah.
My first.
Was it?
Yeah, with the boys. Yeah, with Block 33.
With the boys.
Yeah.
So you all met. Keno. You were already in another band. What music was that?
Well, it was different to this, completely different to this style. I'd say different. I can't really describe it. It was a bit more. I don't know. It was like indie rock. It was a bit anthemic, sort of, But yeah. It fell apart, and it just didn't work out. But yeah, like I say, Dan and me and him and another member of that band, we got together, and that was where it was all born from there.
Everything for a reason.
Yeah, we were friends before anyway. He had these great songs. We just worked. We got together, and that was it. It took off from there.
And you, Jamie, came in because how were you in this equation?
So me and Ali, we've been in some bands together before, and he left the band I was in before me, and said, the guys need a drummer. So at the time, I auditioned with Block 33 and was still in my other band and was kind of doing the both for a little while.
Yeah.
But yeah, just I had to pack the other band in. Nothing was really happening, and I didn't massively enjoy it. And pretty much from the get-go when I started with the guys, just packed everything in and went full-time with it. Right.
That's great. And so let's just talk about you as individual musicians. Okay. Your drumming influence, who do you love?
Steve White is and still is my original go-to sort of influence, really. Obviously started with Style Council, Paul Weller, and he's gone on to do obviously loads more things, but yeah, Steve White's my go-to guy.
Okay. And your bass hero, Mr. Gardner?
I've got a couple. The Ox, a guy called Matt Freeman from Rancid.
Okay.
A lot of punk. John Paul Jones from Zeppelins, people like that. Yeah.
Okay. And so here's a compliment for you, Mr. Dodson.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these bands, I say a lot of them, there's very few in this genre, which is good for you, because it's still, there isn't that. It's like, to use an example, I normally follow this word or this sentence with a cheer. Every time I mention their name, I've got like a jingle that I use, which has got a cheer accompanying it. But I'm not going to do it now because it's not about them. But Dr. Guitar Pop,
yeah,
right, who I adore. Again, so they've come out, and there's no one doing that anymore, which is freaking excellent as far as I'm concerned, because I love my music. So they've come along, and here they are, third and fourth wave for ska. Nobody was doing it for a long time. Only the people that were back 40 years ago that are back still out churning on tour. So they come out, and now you guys, no one's really doing it unless they're doing covers, come out with the original stuff. But you always hear people that are doing it, and I'm like, stop trying to be Paul when you sing, and you don't.
Yeah.
So kudos to you, seriously, just as somebody who's obsessed with music. So, they've always got that kind of edgy twang at the end of their enunciation of words, and you're just like, I get it, but can you just try to do something other than be Paul?
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Am I right? Do you understand where I'm coming from? Yeah. They all do it. And there's no disrespect. It's just that that's probably all they've heard orally in here, so, but it's just like, when I was first heard the album, I'm like, before I played it, I'm like, don't try and be Paul. And of course you weren't. And I'm just like, good. Thank God for that. Yeah. But that they just try and do it. Of course, everyone's got influence. I hear a lot of stuff in this album. A lot. I hear quite a bit of Supergrass in this album.
Really?
Yeah. A little bit of Supergrass in there. Doesn't mean you've thought of that. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
A little bit of Supergrass in that. A little bit of 9 Below Zero, a little bit, especially on. I know we're going into the album yet, which I'll go into, but one of my absolute favourite tracks, big time, is Here and Now.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Good shout.
It fascinates me when.
You know why? Because I'm bass obsessed, so it's bassy as hell and Hammondy and just like it's a beaut, right?
Yeah.
That was one that I was like the little alien feelers just went boom when I was listening to that yesterday. I was like, oh, hello, because I researched whilst listening to the whole thing back to back and writing notes, and that's just how. And that one went in. I was like, oh, the beginning with the bass. You see, Thank you. And so, yes, but anyway, yes, that's testament to you. Songwriting question, and we'll get to Mr. Manning and your guitar heroes. In fact, let's ask you that. Who do you love? Who turns your screw?
Well, for basic guitar playing, Noel Gallagher always.
Okay.
More for like sound stuff, but for a lead kind of person, like Stevie Craddock is definitely up.
Yeah.
He's a little riff genius.
He is.
So at the moment, I'd say he's one of my favourites to look at, especially for when we're going to start writing new music. I'm definitely looking at a lot more of his stuff, solo stuff as well. For inspo. But yeah.
Have you seen him with the specials yet?
Not live, no. Did he? When we played, Dan, when we played, when did we meet?
Huh?
Oh no. What was that festival we played in the summer last year?
What was what?
Stone Valley.
Stone Valley.
Yeah.
Oh, Stone Valley. Yeah.
Was he meant to be there?
No.
No. Just Neville.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No.
Okay.
Funny old subject.
Oh, well, he plays with the specials now.
Yeah.
And he's become, as far as I'm concerned, an unbelievably welcome addition. He's been really, really good. Okay, so that's fine. So where was I going back? Okay, so let me ask a question about song. So you're listed as songwriter, Dan. Do any of you contribute and write songs, or is it just you?
It's just me at the moment.
Okay. But then I've got lots of questions about that songwriting, which is good. Okay, so let's talk about the album. So the album, which dropped last week, 636 to Liverpool Street. That's a great title. I really like it. Of course, what do you think? So the first thing that went off in my head before I knew the backstory was Out of My Brain on the 515. Okay?
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Who said that?
Me. I said that ages ago. That was sort of like that, similar to that title.
Yeah, but that's still really, really cool.
Yeah.
That's 40 years ago. It doesn't matter. The first thing it came into my head was that, but that's completely irrelevant. So the backstory was this is a train you used to get to Enfield, from Enfield.
Yeah. When I was, probably the beginning end of the decade just gone, probably 2010 to 2014. I was getting a train to work, and it was that was when I first started like picking the guitar up and writing songs. And I wasn't particularly good on the guitar at the time, so I used to exhaust all my efforts into the lyrics, and they were all written on that train. So Andy, when we were trying to think of an album title, Andy said it would be nice if the title of the album had a bit of meaning to it. I mean, I don't care, it's just a title to me. But when Andy said that, I thought, well, what could we do? You know what I mean? And, that just jumped out at me.
It's a great title.
Wasn't it because we was talking about photo album covers and we said, we'll go to the train station. We're like a train station kind of thing. And then you went, I think I said that. And I was like, what train did you used to catch? As a joke, I think.
I know we were over the Holiday Inn with Silky when we come up with it, but I can't remember exactly how the conversation. But yeah, basically that's the story behind it.
It's a good name. It's a good title. It's very British, if that makes any sense. It just is, and that this whole thing is very British. This whole ethos of this band and everything about the subculture is very British. So it works. So we'll talk about it in tiny segments because I can't play all of it. Otherwise, it will turn into Desert Island Discs, which we don't want to do, or we'll be here all year. So, Hit the Ground, the opening track. That's the one that sounded quite Supergrassy to me. Again, this is only influential, not you've tried to sound like Supergrass. It's just I can hear a little bit that quite a bit of a thread through the album. Are you Supergrass fans, or you guys?
No, I am. I went to see him a few weeks ago at Ali Palace.
Oh yeah, on this tour.
Brilliant gig. But it was my first time seeing them though. But
so I saw them about 20 years ago, and they were friggin' epic.
When you say the Supergrass influence, I can sort of see that. We hear that now because it's like their older stuff actually.
It's like their older stuff, correct? Like from the first album, and a bit Richard III. There's bits of Richard III that remind me of some of these songs, but that track is Richard III. guitar heaven. But so now let's just go back. Let's go on to Eye of the Hurricane. What a belter! Obviously, that's your debut single, I presume, from this album?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
it's a belter.
Mm.
And I love that it's long as well. You know, sometimes you hear a track and it's a belter, and you're like, "That was short. Can't I have a bit more, please?" And this is quite long, and I love that. It's a long track.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you why. And I love this. This is little tiny things that make tracks epic, right? You left so you cough at the beginning. Left that cough in. Why? I love that.
We can't. I smoke a shitload of cigarettes.
Okay.
It's quite bad, to be honest. I mean, I do smoke, so I've forever got this frog in my throat. I'm forever clearing my
There's a filthy joke I could put in here now, but you probably won't get it because I'm trying to think of someone. Well, I can do it, but the French person is too old for you to know. So I'm trying to think of. Yeah, it's filthy. Just the frog in my throat. You've already worked it out. Let's just move on from the filthiness of it. Okay, just move on. The French person is. It's an old Alexi Sale joke, and it would have been hilarious. But you won't know who the French person is. He's a French singer from before you were born. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I'm
frog in the throat.
I'm just forever clearing my throat, and we kind of when we decided to make this record, we knew, all four of us, that we wanted to try and make it as raw and authentic as we could. So we've let every little bit in that we could. Do you know what I mean? Like at the end of one of the tracks, I can't remember what it is now. Like,
I'm going to tell you which one it is. It's Somebody's Hero. That was a good one.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one I was going to say. It's James.
Researched.
Because we were doing, we recorded the album live. And you can hear Jamie at the end going, "That was the one." Do you know what I mean? And
I love that.
Our producer just knows to keep all of that stuff in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. He's always like rolling before and after, just to pick up little things like that. And it's not superficial, but it's things he knows. There's going to be little things that we do kind of prior and sort of after the track when we're recording. So yeah, I think it's a nice raw feel as well.
I love that. You see, when your fans, you know, when they're listening to that, you know, like, have you ever listened to an album on your own in the dark? You know, like, and you hear absolutely everything, everything. Have you ever done that in your life?
Yeah.
And you literally every single bar or anything. Those little things are ace. If you're in that little thing, or you know, just that cough or that train sound and. That was a good one. You're like, I wonder what they were doing. Like, you know, like it's a really cool. I love that.
Yeah,
there can never be enough of that on an album. For me.
No, in All You Need Is Love by the Beatles, you can hear they're kind of chatting to each other as they're playing between the vocal parts, which is
heaven.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
I get it. I do. I get it. There's a little bit on a few Police tracks. They're my heroes. But there's a few little bits in between, but they're very quiet, but they're still there. Okay, so what the world's expecting of me? Yes. What is the world expecting of you?
What, as in what was the song kind of like written about, or?
Yep.
No.
Because there's a very rebellious "fuck off" in it. So I'm asking you guys. What do you think the world is? In this premise for the song, what in your mind? What was the world expecting of you when you wrote that? And what do you think the world's expecting of you?
I'll answer about the song, and the boys can answer about the current day thing.
Go ahead.
It was one of the first songs that I ever wrote. Like, it was super early, so my memory of it is a bit foggy. But I just remember being, it's really hard to describe. Like, but the second verse, the one thing I can remember the most about it was about the pub that I drank in at the time, which is it's just full of football fans, you know, selling like shit drugs and fake designer clothes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was all just about getting out of that place and trying to be, what's the best way of putting it? Like, advance in life. Do you know what I mean?
That's not your life.
Yeah.
You wanted out. That's it. Yeah. I get it. I completely get it. Okay. So there wasn't like a like an identity, like a perception thing of what does the world expect of me. It was just about getting out of a situation that you just didn't want to be your life.
I'll tell you something about my lyrics, right? I never really know what I'm writing about until it's finished. I just write circumstantial nonsense that fits a brilliant melody. It's all about the melody to me.
Right.
And I'll try and work some lyrics into the melody as best as I possibly can, and then just decide what the song's about after, really. You know what I mean?
Interesting. Everyone's got their own method.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people take their own take on songs as well. Like, it obviously means something to when you write it, but other people perceive it another way, and it'll mean a lot more. It could mean something completely different. So,
ain't that the truth?
It's nice to have that kind of feel to it all as well, rather than have a set story to everything.
Very, very good point. That's a very, very interesting point. Brilliant. Okay, so Lucky Day, next track. That's kind of slower and more ballady and slightly anthemic, I think. And that sounded a little Oasis influence to me. That's a good track. You did well. Yeah, it's good. And we don't have to go into every single one of them. Otherwise, again, your beards will grow in that time.
If you want to, I'm going.
Hello, which is a bit kinksy. A great line in that. What you want is on the other side of your fear. Oh, hello, you.
Oh, Dayna, I'm so fucking glad you picked up on that line.
Mate, who's interviewing you here? Come on now. Right, come on. That is a stunner. Okay, I actually got a bit emotional when I read that because everything's a bit.
Yeah.
Again. I have to reiterate this. Again, this is an age thing. I'm older than you. And so the older you get, I'm not saying you will. The bugger is when you're bright, it's a curse, right? I'm being honest. So you think, and I'm not saying I am, but ignorance is bliss. End of story, right? So when you're it's a byproduct of thinking too much, not bright. Okay, move that on. It's a cow, right? It's a byproduct of when you overthink, and you're older. You can get a bit, emotional. So when I heard that, because of what's going on, what you want is on the other side of your fear. I was like that. Boom, that was an impact. So
I'm really glad you picked up on that.
Yeah, it's a beauty, and literally, we all know this collectively. Literally, where did I read this? I need to tell you this. It's very important. Okay, so actually, I'm going to show you this because I think everybody in this entire universe should read this. Okay, you won't be able to see it, it'll be backwards. Somebody told me about this book. This is really important that you read it. It will probably make you cry because it's so beautiful. And it's called The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse by a guy called Charlie Mackesy. Okay, it's absolutely beautiful. Okay, it just so happens it's here because we've just talked about, trust me, hang in, there's a tenuous link. Hang in, right? I just happen to have it in front of me. It's just an illustrated book, really profound words in it. And one of those words, I'm going to read it because I posted it on Instagram, relevant to what you. Trust me, it's relevant. Okay, hang in. One of the drawings says, "Imagine how we would be if we were less afraid." Killer, right? You're probably not afraid. I'm not afraid of everything. I'm pretty much happy doing it, but because of what's going on, or just in general, if you're starting a body of work or you're thinking of doing something, if you didn't give a toss, imagine what you could do. Most people aren't as afraid. I'm just talking about fear itself. We're talking about that as a concept and a construct. What you want is on the other side. And what would you feel like if fear wasn't an issue? You'd be like that. Get in. You wouldn't give a toss about anything.
But then if you had no fear, there would be no sense of achievement. Do you know what I mean? So
there's that.
You just got to. Yeah, it's a great feeling. I'll never ever forget the first, because I used to be a drummer back in the day.
You?
Yeah, and I'll never ever forget the first solo acoustic gig I played. It was at the Library Bar in Islington down Upper Street.
Yeah.
And What the World's Expecting was in the set, funny enough. First ever gig, and some footage of it somewhere. And I cannot tell you how much I was shitting myself. There was about 15 of my mates there, and it was fairly busy, to be honest with you. It was in the summer on a Thursday evening or something, and I was shitting my pants. But it went so well, I didn't sleep that night at all, not one wink, and I went away full of beans, because it was the other side of fear. Do you know what I mean?
Very profound line. Be proud of it. It's a good one. It's a good one. It's a good one. Right, moving on before we get too like, you know, be crying in a minute. It's like therapy, but you know, our time is up. Can I have £100? Okay, so these are the good days. I'm not going to go into that too much because we're all wanting those back right fucking now. So let's not do that. And then we've got Beaten, which I didn't write anything on, and I don't know why. I don't love it. I just didn't write anything. That's a bit crap. Write something about everything, woman. Right. Okay. Somebody's hero. Anyone in particular, guys?
Kane, if you want to take that, you like it more than us three.
Because don't forget that's got the line at the end.
I interpret it as you could be somebody's hero. Do you know what I mean? By doing something, you know, good, positive. That's the way I look at it.
Okay.
Obviously, I think people listening to it take their own interpretation from it, but that's the way I sort of see it anyway.
Okay.
I love the song. I love playing it. It's so enjoyable to play personally.
I love it too because, and this is, and again, I've only said this very few times I get to say this. This particular track is quite cinematically written, so you can actually see that person. Yeah. I don't say that often. That's good songwriting. Not many people can do that. So the king of that in my mind is Guy Garvey, because he's literally, it's almost dialogue with him, and he does my head in. I don't even know. He's not of this earth. So the few people that write stuff that make you can see it are Joni Mitchell for me, Guy Garvey, and there's not many. Silky from Death Guitar Pop, literally, you can see it. The Squire, every single part of that. And that particular one, when I was listening to it, I thought, I can see that bloke with his ciggies and drink. So that's good songwriting on that one. I like that.
I think all of us wasn't sure about that track as a whole, putting it on the album, and then it's gone on there, and I think a lot of people are loving it as well. So it's a great track. It's well written. But yeah, but actually playing it on stage is really enjoyable for me, my part anyway. I don't know about everyone else, but yeah, I love it.
Okay, so Here and Now. Oh, bitches. Here and Now. It's a frigging great track. Okay, so I did write a funny thing yesterday we had a little group chat with the boys yesterday, and I put hashtag Hammond whore, which I am, because Hammond organ, who doesn't love that? It embodies that sound. So there's a big shot of that running through that track, and Mr. Gardner, epic bass on that track. Epic frigging bass on that track. Seriously, I mean it. And for me personally, as somebody who's obsessed with music, that's the first thing I hear is the bass, the first thing. And that's a bass heavy track. So, it's a beauty. Now, again, another line in it. Mr. Dodson, I don't know what it is. Oh, hello. That's a good one. Yeah. That's a good line. I love that. See, I picked it out. Okay, so I'm going to play a little bit of music. Oh, because I can, because it's yours. And I won't get shagged over by YouTube. We love you, YouTube. Thanks for monetizing. Not yet. It's coming. But okay, so I don't know if I can get it. And I don't know where it is, how far it is onto the track. In fact, do you know what? I'm not going to do that because I'll be faffing about looking for numbers on a slide, which we're not going to do. Doesn't look good. Okay, so I tell you what I love. Street blues, okay? It is street blues, isn't it? I'm not losing it.
Street blues.
It is. Why did I leave an entire word? Shame, the horror. Okay, just as a rhyming couplet, just as a sound on that, Opportunity Knocks, love that. I just love that. And Boarding Up Shops, love that. Just so you know, for me, that was ace.
Yeah. Well, that was actually written by your boy Silky.
Ah, he wrote that.
Well, he comes to one of our rehearsals to kind of pick the next. I think it was between What the World's Expecting and Good Old Days, and he come to rehearsal to pick what was going to be the next single, and obviously he's come to Enfield, saw what a poor state of affairs it's in, and was inspired to write a tune. And that's what. Are
you talking about Enfield Town Centre?
No. That's the nice side.
Because when I was listening, I was like, "Where's he talking about?"
Yeah.
Where are you talking about? Can you say?
Yeah, I can't.
You can't.
I don't want to offend the people that still live there. Like,
move on.
Dad, do you know what I mean?
Just move on. That's fine. That's fine. But yeah, that you don't have to. Okay, so I just thought, is it? I'm trying to visualize where he was talking about. Well, be careful because we don't want to demographically offend, and that's absolutely fine. But good, great drumming on that. Great guitar. I mean, great guitar the whole way through. The guitar's the nuts on this album. It is. Just so you know, seriously, it's spicy. It's good. It's very good. But so yeah, no, just that. I love that.
Yeah.
That going through the track. It's very, very cool. Right. So for those who know, what did I write there? Yeah, there was quite now I may be saying this and you'll be like, no, this is a real thing. But it was quite a fantasy scenario because guns and violence. Really, guns?
Yeah, I mean the gun thing is it's more American than here, isn't it? But
okay, all right.
Yeah, knife crime is rife in Enfield, as it is in most London suburbs. Do you know what I mean? It's no different to anywhere else.
That I didn't know. Call me shielded.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I'm just getting your track list, and that was on my handwriting so bad on here. But I didn't know that it was so rife. I must be just not in touch with it. And it is what it is. But why have I written? Okay, yeah. So this is to do with for those who know, and then we're gonna end talking about the album. It's a really so for those who know, there's a bit that's saying. I'll tell you what was really good. As a visual, again, kids and people not giving a toss about the Union Jack anymore.
Well, that's, you know what?
That's a truism.
Do you know what, Dayna? When I wrote that, I thought this could be interpreted in really the wrong way. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I know it could.
But
it's the truth.
I feel a little bit obliged to explain that. I don't usually like to explain my lyrics. I like to leave it to the listener. But with this
Why can't we have patriotism? Why can't you?
Well, do you know what it was, right? I'd written the verse, pre-chorus, chorus of that song, and I hadn't got any further. And then I was going with my family down to Whitehall for Remembrance Sunday, and we were meant to be going. Like I was in my early 20s, I was still getting off my head every weekend. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay. A lot of my mates were meant to be coming with me and my family, but they never came. Because they were all out there nut the night before. You know what I mean? And me and my dad were kind of saying, well, if your generation don't latch onto this as well, Remembrance Sunday is not going to be a thing anymore by the time you're my age. And that's where it's kind of come from. I had a mate come at me shortly after I wrote it, and he said, sounds like you're talking about immigration. I was like, oh,
because you can't say anything.
Well, it's not about immigration. It's just about.
I don't think it's about immigration at all.
No, well, no, of course it's not. It's just about.
But you will get people.
Yeah.
And we're going to go on to this is a beautiful segue.
Yeah, I think people will interpret that. They could interpret it differently as well. What you're going to say?
Yeah.
Yes. Because we live in a subculture, a culture of trolls.
Yeah.
It's shit that you have to
the other epidemia
to defend yourself, I think.
Sorry, what's that, Anne?
I think it's shit that you've got to explain what it's about to defend yourself.
Didn't I? You know what I mean? I knew, I made a rod for my own back there, didn't I? But I really.
I don't think you did.
No.
I only interpreted it as our sovereignty and the view of our sovereignty as lessons, and people aren't being. Why can't we be proud of our country? Americans are every day they've got out say, "Can you see?" every day.
Yeah.
But why can't we? Why can't we still have that?
Yeah.
We were tough enough to get out and still try and reclaim. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if you voted in or out. The majority spoke and said, we're British, right? That doesn't necessarily mean it's, how do I do it without being careful? It doesn't necessarily, that's sign language, kids. It doesn't necessarily mean,
okay.
It is. But that doesn't necessarily, I can't believe I've just done that on a YouTube video. No big. Everyone knows what I mean. It doesn't necessarily mean this is, hello and welcome to Swastika Nation. It doesn't mean that, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Geez. I'm really digging a hole now, kids. Digging it.
No, it's a very broad subject, really, isn't it?
It is, but again, why can't you a flag because of where you came from? I mean, Italians go to a football match, they don't have a flag. Why can't we still say that there isn't? It's a big topic.
Yeah.
So what was I going to say? Let's talk about the other epidemia that's going on, the other epidemic. Before we do the quiz on you, the quiz. Trolling. Have any of you? Wait till you hear my shit. Have any of you had any trolling yet on anything?
Yeah.
Tell me about that. And how have you? Tell me them individually, and tell me how you've dealt with it. And has it, be genuinely, if you can, wounded any of you a little bit?
Well, when obviously,
I love you. I love him. He's so zen.
Huh?
I just love him, Jamie. He's so zen. He's just so zen. If we could have private therapy after this, that would be fine. He's so zen. I love him.
I've bitten a few times, but
he gets
biting is very hard not to bite. My God.
Yeah.
Very hard.
And very hard. He's better at enunciating, I'd say, and getting the message out there. Well, I can just be like, "Fuck you, you're a cunt, see you later," sort of thing. But
beautiful.
Yeah, I've learned to deal with it better, but it doesn't affect me at all because it's just all it is. It's just jealousy and negative bullshit, which everyone needs to shut out. So
isn't it interesting? Like, I've only just experienced it, and those blow darts, they hurt a little bit. I'm over it now, but initially I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to carry on. I don't want to do it again. And then I just thought, who are you?
Yeah. I think when we first kind of when we put Hurricane out and we started getting a bit of attention.
Yeah.
We were getting a bit of stick. I mean, I still get. We all do still get stick. It's only tongue in cheek stuff, thankfully. Do you know what I mean?
About what?
About the clothes you wear, our haircuts, stuff.
Lookalikes.
Lookalikes and stuff. But I think, like I was saying to you in our when we were chatting the other day, Dayna, if somebody is attacking you on a really personal level, then that's fucking not on. Do you know what I mean?
They did.
Me personally, it really, really is. I'll tell you what, when started,
just a sec. A little bit of connectivity delay there. Just to say again.
I've got you. When I started Stone Beach, which is a clothing line,
yes, I saw that entrepreneurship.
Yeah, thank you. When we put the promo video out, I got absolutely fucking torn to shreds.
You mean with the with the logo at the end? Torn to shreds about what?
Oh, because I've done a voiceover thing. And
I haven't seen that.
I'm completely aware of how common I am in my accent. Do you know what I mean?
So fucking what?
Oh, exactly. But do you know what I mean? That was the only time where I thought, fucking hell, this is cut me deep a little bit here. But it's made in the long run, it's been good for me. Do you know what I mean? Because Jake, like any of the boys will tell you, I now view these people as, like I was saying to you, the validation. Do you know what I mean? Because no one above you will slag you off. No one looking down at you will slag you off. Only people looking up at you. Do you know what I mean?
That's profound.
Nobody who's more advanced than you.
I'll keep that.
Will, if they've got anything about them, they're going to try and help you up. It's only the people that wish they were where you are that will.
God, that's so profound. See that visual.
But
I won't forget that.
It's very
profound.
But every time we get a troll, I'll just put a little green tick against next to what we're doing. Do you know what I mean?
You're getting someone's attention, aren't you? As you say.
I think the reason they're slagging you off is because they're just fucking jealous anyway.
Yeah.
But you see, when you tell me because of what you were wearing, it's like, what did you think you were going to tune into? They're wearing boiler suits, or they're not craft work. What did you fucking think they were going to? You know, why did you think they were going to wear?
Like we said at the beginning, Dayna.
I find it just, and you know, another thing, I'm sorry to interrupt you, they would never, ever do this shit to your face. Yeah. You would drop kick the fuckers. They would never, I'd kill you. Don't you ever even think, you would never. I sound very violent. I must be calm. Calm. I'm not violent. But in my head, it enraged me so much. You would never do this to my face.
Yeah.
I would just, never. They would never say these things.
This is the day
because they've got the shield. Yeah.
Wow. Keyboard warriors.
Wow. What did you think they were going to wear when you tuned into this? You can see it. I mean, by the way, your videos are ace. Okay, that black and white one with the girls, the go-go dancers, the Maya, they're gorgeous girls. They just look so cool. I love the composition, that staggered composition of how you're standing in that video. It's very artistic, all of you guys. It's really cool.
That was like the animals. That was meant to be like.
Love it. Love that composition in that video. Really, really cool. All of your videos are really cool. And the video for what's the one? Sorry, I've watched them a lot, but I've just had drawn a blank. The one on the stage with the one guy in the Fred Perry standing there in the pub with the
what the world's expecting.
Yeah, was that? Yes, that was it. Yeah, in the pub. I love that video. Yeah. There's something super British about that. God damn it, we're British. There's something very British about that video. I love it. I just love that video. It's super cool, and you all look gorge in it. What you're wearing, sharper than a hedgehog's pants.
I think it's because it's like sometimes you get like the hardcore old school people, because we're not of that era. They want to make a comment about it, or it's all petty bullshit. But again, it
is petty bullshit. Yeah, it is petty bullshit. And you know what? I love it that you brought this back. This is very important. Again, I'm going to talk a tiny bit about the subculture, and then we quiz. We'll be here. You'll be wanting your dinner soon. It's not right. So you know so you know a lot. Do you know a lot about this subculture? Or you just love playing the music? We don't have to go into it too much.
Not fair bit. I've got books and like stuff.
Yeah.
Numerous documentaries and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was just I've read quite a bit about it. I'm not going to go into it too much, but it originated from modern jazz, which is where the modernist word comes from, and rhythm and blues, small faces, and everyone was. It came that scene emerged from all-nighters and people being off their lils on speed and amphetamines, and that's how it came. And then obviously there was clashes with rockers and the mods in the 60s, and that time in sociology was referred to as moral panic. Did you know that?
Didn't actually know that. No.
There you go, because there was a sort of famous. I think it's Stanley Cohen. I can't read Cohen. I can't read his name. So my writing was so shy, it's worse than a doctor. But there was a sociology that these clashes that happened between these two groups was a study they called moral panic, and that's how that whole modernist subculture emerged. And then in '65, it went through to what they called swinging London. See. This is why it's okay because this whole thing is very relative to being British.
Totally.
It's not like it's, it is what it is. Anyway, moving on. Do you want me to show you? I've got to show you one thing. I'm sitting, you can't see it. I had these in a box for probably 10 years that I once bought, and then I thought, I can't wear them. But today I had to wear them. I've got to show you these. Look at these beauties that I put on for you. Wait a minute. Look at these shoes. Hang in. Oh,
nice.
No.
Oh, and then wait for the best bit. Look at me just sitting around on a couch, Cash. The best bit about them is they say the number on the back like a real bowling shoe that you would hire. Wait. Hang on. I don't know if I can't get my leg up that high. First time I've said that. Okay, hang on. Can we see the 8? We can't. No, we can. There. See the 8? No.
No.
I can't. I'm not a gymnast, but it says an 8 on the back, like you'd hire them. But those shoes though, that was for you guys. Respect.
Nice.
No, I can't respect. Worn them.
And dog too.
I've always wanted.
Come on now. Come on, proper.
Nice.
Except for the Susie t-shirt. Do you watch Curb Your Enthusiasm?
No, I don't.
You ever watched it?
No.
You're missing out on life.
I've heard.
You're missing out. It's the best thing ever. She is a very, very angry, neurotic Jewish woman like me. Okay, so anyway, basically, she's me. Okay, so we're going to do the Pivo questionnaire. Are you ready? 10 questions. Got to think.
Yeah.
Intelligentsia. You ready? Okay.
Go for it.
So they're all really good questions. We'll do them one by one. I'm going to start with you, Mr. Moore, at the top. I know that when this comes out, you're probably going to be here, like the Brady Bunch, and I'm pointing to the top. But this is how I can see you in my view. But it will be completely... I'm going to start with Mr. Moore and Mr. Manning, and then you two, because I feel like I haven't targeted you enough.
That's fine. Go for it.
Okay, so... but you're very lucky, because normally when it's one-to-one, no time like that. But you have all got time to think about it. Okay.
Cool.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Jamie?
Dayna.
What is your favourite word?
Cunt.
Marry me. See? Let's talk about cunt on it. We've all gone to see we're going to down a rabbit hole. This wasn't going to happen, but it will now happen. Can we just talk about cunt as an entity? Isn't it the best fucking word in the universe?
It is the most powerful and meaningful word ever. People will love it or hate it. It's like Marmite, but that's why I love it.
And do you know why I love it? The more they're offended.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like a blow dart. It's like a verbal javelin. It's like that. And they're like that. I can't believe you. Hold on, I'll just say it again because it pissed you off. Hang in. Isn't it the best?
Yeah.
It horrifies people. And it's a dictionary regulated word.
Mm-hmm.
Calm your tits, people.
Exactly.
Dan, what's your favourite word?
It's... I mean, yeah, it's cunt. I've got to be honest.
Oh, this band. My boys.
Yeah, nothing comes close to that word.
Nothing does, my friend.
It's got a capital T on the end.
Oh,
I mean, you can't.
Or it can have several A's. You can, which is really British. Fuck off, you can. The extension one is very funny.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. Okay, Mr. Gardner, your favourite word?
Same. We're going to go be boring. Same.
It's not boring. If I get a jackpot here with Manning, I'm laughing. No pressure.
You know,
it doesn't have to be that.
I've never heard you say it.
I don't use it enough, I don't think. But
I don't think you do.
I
Mr.
don't
Manning?
You boys anyway.
Mine's pub.
I love you. I love it.
You don't say someone trying to go to the pub. You just go pub, and then that's my one.
It's beautiful. I like it that you didn't join in, which was good. That was good.
that was my first answer, and I didn't think Jamie would say it, and he had the minerals too, so fair play. So that's
minerals. I like that. Minerals. Can I steal that with glee? I like that. Minerals.
Yeah.
That's very funny. I like that. The minerals. The stealth. Right, next. What's your least favourite word, Mr. Moore?
Vegetables.
Oh.
Don't like them. Boring.
Okay. No, that's fine. Mr. Dodds.
Do you know, I'm sick to death of hearing the word unprecedented.
And me.
I am so
never fucking heard it in my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's being over obliterated in the news. Yeah. He's so right.
I watch it. Yeah, that's fine.
Cunt.
Mr. Gardner.
I'm absolutely sick of hearing hashtag everything right now. That's probably my least favourite at the minute.
Okay, no.
All right. Well, can we call him not so Keno? Did you like that?
My girlfriend's daughter uses it all the time, so I think that's probably why it's grating on me.
Sorry, I did say hashtag Quora something at the beginning, but only once. Only once. Okay. You need to see Curb Your Enthusiasm because there's a woman in it, a character in one of the episodes that consistently just says LOL after every time she finds something funny. What a killer. So you need to watch it. Okay. You'll find it very funny. Okay. Least favourite words. We've done you, Mr. Manning.
Mine's like a two-parter. Mine's wake up. Wake up.
Which is why he was late today.
It's fine. Why would you even want to do that? Stay asleep. Get ahead. Okay. This is a really complex question, and every time I say it, I still don't know what the frig they mean. So maybe you can choose one of them, or it's a 3-pronged question, and I think it should just be amalgamated. It really bugs me. Okay. What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally? Mr. Moore.
Fuck. Ooh.
Hey, got time to think.
I think me and Dan are probably quite in the same boat here, but it's just being successful.
Good man.
Like, want to, just do the work and live off it, sort of thing, whether it's band related or work related. But yeah, just successful.
Good. Next, Mr. Dodson.
Yeah, me and Jay spend a lot of time together on like entrepreneurial pursuits. Do you know what I mean? So he's right there. It's all about the next level to me. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Be it friendships, relationships, music, whatever. Like, they say, what is it they say? If you're not growing, you're dying. They say these
no shit
life coaches and that. And being content, I think, is fine, but you don't stay content. You know, you take stuff for granted in the end. So you end up, you've got to keep pushing for that next level to maintain something that resembles happiness to me. Do you know what I mean?
Brilliant.
So yeah, the next level.
Mr. Gardner.
Yeah. Well, being happy, love with something, with everything that you do, being happy with everything. I think content for me personally, I think you've got to be content or happy or whatever.
Creatively, spiritually, emotionally content. Yes.
Spiritual, emotionally attached to it. Yeah, definitely.
Mr. Manning.
You're gonna have to repeat the question, babe, because
What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Creatively, spiritually.
You can pick one of the 3, or you can amalgamate it. It's absolutely
creatively.
It's fine.
For me, is going to see a favourite band and then going home and thinking, "Fuck!" Like, just hearing everything live. Just, I don't know, just makes me want to go and pick up my guitar and sort of sit down. So seeing something that I like, that I'm also doing, but they're on a different level to me. Seeing that and then thinking that's going to be me one day. And just making me push harder for it, I think, yeah.
Good. Next. What turns you off, Mr. Moore?
Well, it's probably more relevant now. Social media. I just don't deal with that, and it's just yucky.
That's why you're more zen, man.
Yeah.
It's like a vacuum.
It is. I mean, it's a bit, it does well for our band. I only use it for literally band stuff. That's it. It's a great tool to grow yourself, but it is a massive cunt as well. So,
yeah,
it
is. Mr. Dodson, what turns you off?
I've got to say, this is going to be very people related. These questions.
I hate people. Go ahead. Sorry. Yeah, I don't really. Quite a bit though.
Yeah, lazy cunts.
Oh, amen.
I think people who moan about what they haven't got but do fuck all about it.
Oh, don't start me off.
That's something that really grinds my gears. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I get it. Oh man, that's a whole other video. I can't believe I'm starting a YouTube channel for a secondary career and saying I hate people. Yeah. Congrats, Dayna. Okay.
Well, there'll be more people that will follow you probably for that than sucking up.
Listen, there's people and there's dogs. This group's much better.
Yeah.
Trust me. Okay, but your guys are cool. So, Mr. Gardner, what turns you off?
Yeah, I agree with Dan. Laziness is a massive one for me, but social media and the news and the negativity that surrounds it all, I can't deal with it. Hate it.
Yeah. Mr. M.
Early mornings.
I love you.
Simples.
You're so cute. Little can't be asked to wake up.
Yeah.
Mornings. Pub. So cool. I love this is gorgeous little entity of all your little He's like up there, like, yeah, I'm cool. Fuck Facebook. You know, like it's very cool. This is such fun. I love it. Right, we can move on from this question because we've answered it really, unless we know Mr. Manning hasn't answered it. What's your favourite curse word, American phrase? Because it's an American quiz. So we all. Do I need to ask really?
It's
that, isn't it? That's sign language, by the way. Very obvious as well. Beautiful. It's both biological and sweary. So so that's you. And Mr. Dodson, I presume it's the same thing?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be. It may be another swear word.
Or bollocks. Bollocks is quite a...
Lovely.
Drop something on the floor.
Now, do you know what I've got to say? I like humorous ones like bollock chops. Do you know what I
mean? Me too.
Bollock
chops is one of mine. I like that.
Yeah, I like them ones that they're not so direct. They've got a bit of humour about them. You know what I mean?
Gardner?
Yeah, same as what said earlier.
Cunt.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. You won't even say it.
Yeah,
it's fine. It's fine. That's actually it's a very sweet quality, I have to say. So yours was bollocks. Yes, we've got all that. Right. Are we ready? Mr. Moore, what sound or noise do you love?
Oh.
See? Such a great quiz.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Ha.
You know, he gave a beautiful answer to this, Silky.
What's that? He gave a good answer.
Silky gave me a beautiful answer.
Yeah.
I'll tell you later.
What do I like?
Silky's Death of Guitar Pop, by the way, viewer. In case everyone's don't do in jokes. He gave a really good answer. I'll tell you what he said. I don't care. Everyone's be like, well, tell us the in joke then. The sound of my wife laughing.
Oh.
I know.
Okay.
It's really beautiful. No, it's very cool. Cool. Anyone can chip in while we're waiting. You don't have to.
There's something calming and soothing about the sound of rain when trying to sleep at night for me.
Rain?
Yeah, outside when you go to sleep, window open when it's pissing down rain. I don't know why. Love it.
Because it's lovely. Yeah. Anyone else want to chip in on what sound or noise you love?
The sound of bacon in a pan.
Okay, no, it's all right. I used to eat bacon. I don't anymore. You're all good. You're all good. Anything sizzly. Don't you? Vegetarians do that. It's so annoying. No, it's fine. It's fine. Kidding. Yes, it is a nice sound. Kind of miss it.
I like the. I sound like a dickhead. Do you know what I mean? But
you never will. There's no right or wrong answer.
That's true.
The sound of waves crashing. Do you know what I mean?
Fine. Why is that dickhead? It's fine.
So like
water soothing.
Like I don't know.
As your colleague has just said, that's another form of water. Rain. It's soothing. The end. Nature's soothing. It calms people with mental health issues down. They go for walks in parks when they're in hospital. Nature, as an entity, is soothing. Mr. Moore.
Well, probably because I've not heard it as often. It's just been nice to just sit in silence, just like in the garden or something at the minute. It's been nice weather. Just sitting there and hearing my tinnitus, I think.
Oh, mate.
It's not that bad, but you can hear a little bit.
Do you know there's two types of tinnitus? And there's ringing tinnitus, and then there's one called pulsatile tinnitus. Did you know that?
No.
And I've got a little bit of pulsatile tinnitus when I'm stressed, and that's because a little bit of what's going on. Yeah, it's like mine's like a low tympanic drum. It's like that.
Really?
Okay.
Yep. And sometimes it's like this. Like that, like a low whistle. I once spent an hour after my father passed, which is also a stressor, because tinnitus is either from music or a stressor.
I get that, yeah.
And I once spent an hour with my ear up to a wall, wondering why thinking there was coming through the wall. And then then about 2 days later, I was in the bathroom. I was like that. It's in my freaking head. I could hear it in there. Who knew? It's such an interesting neurological phenomena.
It's crazy, yeah.
It is. But you can grey noise it out, which is thank God for that, otherwise you'd go mad. Right, moving on. Yeah. What sound or noise? Anyone can chip in now because I don't want to pressurise Mr. Moore. I'm harassing him. He's probably here, but I'm doing that. Anyone can just chip in. Stick your hand up so we don't over each other. What sound or noise do you hate? Anyone?
Crying babies.
Oh,
mate, I hear you.
I get it all the time here.
Fucking hate you.
Chicky bang bang strong catch. I like this. Fucking hell. Okay. Anyone?
I hate just like if you're not expecting just like a loud noise that just hits you straight away. Like I'll be doing some work in the garage to put it into a studio at the minute. And the amount of times I'm working in there and then suddenly someone's behind me or like maybe jump, just like instant something you're not expecting, like a loud noise or yeah.
Okay, so children, Mr. Manning. What sound do you hate?
I don't like it. More of a sound than like the feeling it gives. But when you're in the freezer and you put like packs of chicken in a plastic pot, when you have to pick up those pots and it scratches on the ice. Oh, mate,
that's so random. Beautiful.
I know exactly what you mean, though.
But, mate, makes my mouth
go funny. I hear you. Sets your teeth on edge. Right.
Yeah.
What profession? This is going out to all of you. Just dump it in. What profession? We've got two more, believe it or not. It's coming to an end. Don't cry. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
I'd like to be a professional football player.
Beautiful. Gentlemen?
I'd like to be, I don't know, I think a public speaker. Because it's fucking hard, isn't it? You know, we were talking about the other side here.
Yes.
I think that.
Do you know where that comes from, that theory? This is deep. What's the first thing you're taught when you're very small? This is about public speaking. I learned this. What's the very first thing you're taught when you're very small? Ready?
To be quiet.
Don't talk to strangers.
Oh, yeah, I know, yeah.
Whoa. Think about that as a concept.
Yeah.
That's ingrained.
How are you ever going to be successful if you don't talk to strangers?
What, gentlemen, you two? What other footballer, public speaking?
I'm going to say astronaut because I'm fascinated with space. Absolutely fascinated with it. Always have been.
Did you follow Tim when he did that? What's his surname? Why have I his statement? Come, Tim.
Tim P.
Yes. Did you follow that?
Yes. Yeah.
Wasn't it incredible?
It was.
Wow. It made me a bit anxious for him, like being in that time. I don't know how they do that psychologically. It's quite intense.
Yeah.
You've got to have a special mind to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Mr. Moore. Pensive Mr. Moore. Look at his little face.
Do you know what? I've not really wanted to do anything else.
Fine. There is no wrong or right. You can pass as well, by the way.
I'll say
while you're all driving yourself mad.
I'll say like a producer or an audio engineer or something. Give that a go. Something different.
Fine. Okay. Are we ready? Two more. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
I said that 2 more ago. 2 more. This is 8. Number 9. What profession would you not like to do?
Anything but music.
Good answer. Next.
What would I not like to do? Be a park ranger because I can't cope with clean dog shit and that. I can't. Like I've got a pathetically weak belly. I've always had and you know, like dogs when they've been like, you know, on their last legs and you wake up, there's a big pile of dog shit in the kitchen. I just can't cope with it. So yeah, anything that involves clearing up piss or shit. So
okay, no care homes for you, kid. Okay, Gardner, what profession would you not like to do?
Working in a pub. I want to be on the other side of the bar. Definitely. Nothing worse than drunk punters. I want to be one of those, but be on the other side.
And you, Mr. M?
A parking ticket warden.
Yeah, man, that's abuse. That's real abuse.
Yeah.
I hate your life.
That's only because it involves waking up at 8 a.m.
No, do you know I can take? They can't do anything right about someone calling them a cunt because
unless you let them off, and you could probably get sent. I'm being honest.
I think it's arseholes, all of them.
Okay, maybe. Okay, last one. Are we ready? Deep.
Yeah.
Get ready. It's deep, and it is deep. They're all deep, but this is deep. One at a time. If heaven exists, would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
No way. Oh, sorry. What would I like to say?
Start again. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates? Penneth has dropped.
Now it's a party. That's what I'd like to say.
Nice answer. Good answer.
Yeah, I think something,
guys. Thank you.
Yeah, something a bit cash, really. Like
cash.
Yeah, just like well done, you little legend. In you go, son, and like pat on the head or something.
Yeah,
something like, "Oh, Mr. Dodson, we've been expecting you."
Yeah.
Now,
Blofeld.
About all those drugs you were taking in 2000. Never mind. There's a line on the table. Go on.
Exactly.
No, I'm joking.
I don't know what he's talking about. Okay.
We edit that.
Gardner.
My mum's going to watch this.
Oh dear. Sorry about that, Mrs. D. You did good job though, Mr. Gardner.
I'd love some sort of praise, but they'd probably be like, "Oh, what's that fucker doing here?" That's probably more like.
I'm sure you will get praise.
Thank you.
Unless you go down the others, unless you go to the hot one.
Yeah.
You never know. I may well be going to the hot one. Just so you know. Trust me.
I think we all will be.
No, you don't know that. You don't know that. It depends. Mr. Manning, your final answer, please, sir. Would you like to hear the governor say?
I actually answered it at the beginning.
Did you?
Yeah.
Why didn't I hear you?
I said now it's a party as I was walking.
That was you.
That
Do you know when you said that? I thought you meant that question. Now it's a party. Sorry, my darling. I overthought it. That's not like me. Okay, gentlemen. Our time is up. Please pay £100. Our time is up. It's been an absolute joy in this creepy weirdness.
Thank you very much
for having us.
I've really enjoyed it. Good luck with the new album. Good luck with everything.
Thank you very much.
It's a really meaty album. It's a meaty musical stew of an album. It's really good. Well done. Congrats.
Thank you.
It was lovely to meet you all.
Yeah,
and
we meet in person one day.
Man, the biggest hug coming your way. Huge. And I can't wait to see you do a gig.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you're going to come to the 100 Club?
100 Club, yeah.
When is it?
4th of September.
The 4th?
12th.
Well, 12th.
Just after my birthday. Of course I'll be. Damn it.
Perfect.
Amazing.
Of course I'll be there. 100%. The 100 Club. How well done.
Exactly. Iconic.
Yeah. Guys, thank you. Take care of yourselves. Be safe, please.
Thank you,
all right?
See you later.
Peace.